In case President Trump wins again, then they will unleash hell, and they want to be prepared for it. Security being ramped up in Philadelphia, Atlanta, Detroit. Security measures taking place to keep election officials safe.
When this 50-year-old Shrewsbury woman put up a Harris Wall sign in front of her home, she never imagined she would be subjected to a campaign dirty trick.
It really creeped me out.
She received this postcard thanking her for putting up a sign and alerting her a family from Nicaragua would be moving into her home.
Security being ramped up for Election Day. In case President Trump wins again, then they will unleash hell, and they want to be prepared for it. Bunch of stuff happening all over the place. Just the News gave us a good summary, but let's parse through what's happening. We've got security being ramped up in Philadelphia, Atlanta, Detroit. Security measures taking place to keep election officials safe. In Detroit and Atlanta, some campaign offices have installed bulletproof glass protecting election offices. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a warehouse that counts ballots has fencing around it, topped with barbed wire, according to Reuters. The executive director for North Carolina and their state board of elections said that election workers have been harassed already, which is illegal. The state has a law where law enforcement can only be at polling places if there are threats. Other states, like Massachusetts, have a law that requires police presence at polling places no matter what. Earlier this month, the federal government began fortifying D.C. for Inauguration Day, which is 3 months away. The effort began with crews erecting fencing around the National Park, Lafayette Park, and the White House. The National Park Service is now leading the effort. Says that from the National Park Service, they say inauguration preparations at Lafayette Park and the White House are underway. They started this back in early October. Said that their public safety and support for preparation underway. Closures will remain in place throughout February 2025. Closures in Lafayette Park and along the White House sidewalks ensure the safety of workers and visitors. And the presidential inauguration parade reviewing stands typically starts around November 1st. So right about now, they'll start some construction. This year, work began earlier to accommodate additional time needed for a safer and more secure environment now. Temporary closures are standard, and the MPS will inform the public of closures when this happens. So that's also happening right now. We see here, Georgia is saying they're going to report results very quickly, and a new law requires early votes are publicly reported an hour after polls close. So some states will be quick, some other states will be slow. Election results in Georgia will be coming in quick, giving the nation an early look at which way the critical swing state is leaning, so we'll keep our eyes on that. Soon after 8 p.m. their time, 6 p.m. our time, early and absentee votes for the president, roughly 3/4 of all votes, will be posted online and broadcast around the world. Then Election Day results will pour in, likely finishing before midnight. The rapid results are required by a new state law that calls for all early votes and most absentee votes to be reported within an hour of polls closing. Legislators mandated early results reporting to help suspicions about ballots being counted in the dead of night, like happened last time when the water main broke, stopped the counting. This year, Georgia is poised to become one of the quickest counting states in the nation. Doesn't necessarily mean voters will know whether Kamala or Trump won, but we'll have these numbers. If margins are within a few thousand votes, Georgia's choice for president won't be clear until all votes are counted, including last-minute ballots from overseas voters. Raffensperger said, "We're going to have the results so much quicker. We don't think you're going to have to be up till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. We think that's a good thing." Yeah, obviously. 4 years ago, Trump declared victory about 2:30 a.m. on election night. This time, the outcome is likely going to be known by a Friday deadline and possibly on election night. A lead of at least 10,000 votes might be too large for a trailing candidate to overcome simply because there won't be that many ballots left to count. Election officials expect a total turnout of about 5 million voters. So that'll be quick in Georgia, which will be good news. Remember, this happened 4 years ago. Pipe burst in Atlanta, causing 4-hour delay in processing ballots. No ballots were damaged, said the Deputy Secretary of State 4 years ago, right around this time. So won't be seeing that. North Carolina also has record turnout. Absolutely crazy. North Carolina sees turnout record with more than 4.2 million ballots already cast. It's a lot. Early in-person voting ended on Saturday, has become increasingly popular. 4 years ago, a record 3.6 million. Now we've got 57% of the state voting. Turnout in the 25 western counties that were affected by the hurricane was even stronger than the rest of the state. The people who got hit by the hurricane turned out even harder. God bless them. I am proud of all of our 100 county boards, and I am especially proud of all the workers. You're an inspiration to us all. This year's strong early turnout has come partly in response to a push by national Republicans to get people to vote. Vote, vote, vote! Their message marks a sharp contrast from 2020, and North Carolina residents are picking new people, new governor, new AG, and others. And so some good stuff being reported over there on the security front. Now, this was an interesting story as well. Absolutely hilarious, but I'd be cautious about this because all it's going to take is one Dana Nessel or one Chris Mays or one Fannie Willis, and this person is going to be prosecuted with multiple crimes, whether it's illegal or not. Hilarious story, though. People putting yard signs out in front of their homes for Harris Walls are getting some interesting postcards in the mail.
I put a lawn sign in my front yard, and I don't think I should be subjected to these fraudulent mailers.
When this 50-year-old Shrewsbury woman put up a Harris Wall sign in front of her home, she just wanted to show her support. She never imagined she would be subjected to a campaign dirty trick.
It really creeped me out.
She was dismayed when the mail arrived this week and she received this postcard. It purports to be from the Harris campaign, thanking her for putting up a sign and alerting her a family from Nicaragua would be moving into her home.
Here's the postcard. She's got a sign in her front yard. It says, "Thank you for supporting Kamala. We're so appreciative of you putting out a yard sign. But now we need your continued help. We will be moving a family of 2." Handwritten, "from the country of Nicaragua into your home on October 30th, 2024. They will need food, toiletries, and transportation. Thank you." Signed to her to resident.
Her home.
That's when I realized it was an obvious attempt to try to either scare me or rage bait me and make me upset.
It's absolutely a scare tactic.
Absolutely a scare tactic. It's not real. It's not real. Probably not really going to happen. Most likely. Probably. But we're going to vote for Kamala anyways. Hilarious.